We are waiting, and here I think we got. Hey, what's
What
up,
up, what up,
man?
what up? What's going
How
on?
you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, can you hear me? Okay.
I can hear you great. Can you hear me?
Absolutely. So I want to welcome everyone who's going to see this video. I'm excited to hop on here, introduce a real good friend of mine. I'm going to be doing interviews with different basketball players, current, former, as well as some coaches, for people to hear different stories of backgrounds and how basketball has impacted their lives and how they've had successes and gone through a whole bunch of different things. And tonight I have the privilege of interviewing former Solon Comet star, Ohio State Buckeye, and professional basketball player, my good friend Dallas Lauderdale.
Hey, 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 hey. There's some background behind that song. I'm gonna get into that. There's some background behind that song.
All right, what's the background behind that song?
Let's get into. You want to get into it now?
We'll jump into it when we start talking about direction up.
All right, cool.
How you doing though, Dallas? Hope everything's going well. How's this all going with the COVID-19? How's it affected you? Is everyone healthy and safe your way?
You know what? Everyone is doing well my way. We have taken the time to try and embrace this time together. I can't remember the last time that I had this much family togetherness, all of us being in the same house at the same time. I mean, last time this has happened has been high school. So for us, me, my sister, my father, my mother, for us all to be here, it's been pretty special. So excited about that.
Well, that's awesome. We're going to jump right in. Let's talk about your journey with basketball. You were a former Solon High School basketball star. You led Solon High School in scoring, rebounding, and block shots. I don't know if you still have a scoring title. Two-time regional runner-up, 3 years Western Reserve Conference MVP, Division I first-team All-State, one of 3 high schoolers from Cleveland area nominated for Outstanding High School Athlete Award. 2007, you won an AAU National Championship and 4-time District Championship. That is a heck of a list of accomplishments. What were some of your best memories from high school?
We'll get into that, but one thing I heard you say, we're not gonna blast over it. You said you don't think I still have the scoring title?
I'm not sure if it's still yours. I'm not sure. Sin may have got it. He may have taken it over.
Really?
Yeah.
He didn't play. Did he play long enough?
I don't know. I mean, he played 4 years, 4-year senior, 4 years, freshman all the way through senior year.
But he was injured. Some of the years.
That's true. That's
he
true.
missed a lot of games.
We're going to have to look into that.
Yeah, we will have to look that up. We will have to look that up. But you were talking about best memories. Okay, best memories. The best memories just coming off the top of my head, the things that I can remember the most was just how much winning we did. I mean, you go to every single game away, every single home game, gyms were packed. Yeah. Gyms were packed, sold out. Every game, man. Tuesday night game, Friday night game, Saturday night game. Every game was packed. We were we were a special group, and for us to do what we did in the city of Cleveland, during that span from 2003 to 2007, a lot of relationships were made, during that high school time, and there were we went to some national tournaments, met some NBA people. It was a lot of fun, but we sort of felt like a very, very miniature rock star type mentality because, coming in on the big yellow school bus, but the gym was packed. Mm-hmm. And so we had a lot of fun, won a lot of games, and that's probably the best memory, just everything that we won.
Okay. What was the hardest experience through high school?
It's tough. Right? It's tough for me to put myself back into that position. But I think coming from the perspective of where I'm at right now, mm-hmm. the hardest part looking back is that I didn't maximize and I didn't work as hard as I should have been working. If I would have known then what I know now, right. Who knows what would have happened. If I just would have known back in freshman year of high school, sophomore year, junior year, senior year, man, if I would have known what I should have been doing mm-hmm. in order to get to the level that I wanted to get to, I mean, and to excel and to stick and to stay at that level, that's probably the hardest part for me is just like man, all those missed, I don't want to say wasted, but it was just missed opportunities to be the best player I can be. Obviously, like I just said, we won a lot. We achieved a lot, broke a lot of records, but I think we could have done more.
Do you think that the winning and all the just winning kind of coming natural, and you guys had such a great team, do you think that kind of limited you to kind of push yourself a little bit and look past and what you could have been doing?
Yes, everything came easy. Yeah. Everything came easy. I was bigger than everybody. I was more athletic than everybody. I was stronger than everybody. So I didn't really have to work as hard as, somebody who's not my size or somebody who doesn't have my athleticism. So coming in, as a high schooler with all that God-given size and ability, you didn't have to work as hard. So that's probably, looking back now, that's probably the hardest part.
Okay. So you get a bunch of D1 offers and you choose to be an Ohio State Buckeye. What was the hardest transition from high school to a big-time program like Ohio State?
Well, the hardest part is just what I just said. The fact that in high school I was bigger, I was stronger, I was faster than everybody. And then in college, everybody's like me. The first night when we got to college, step on foot, it was me, Evan Turner, Costa Kufis, John Diebler, Eric Wallace. We all went to the gym. And what I quickly found out is I was like, wow, these guys are just like me, if not more. Eric Wallace was more athletic than me. Costa Kufis was bigger than me. So the hardest part of that transition was just, okay, you can't physically overpower people anymore. You're not just going to out-jump them. You're not going to overpower them like you did in high school. So now you have to gain a different edge. You have to learn the mental part of the game and be able to excel at that in order to succeed at this level in college. Yeah,
absolutely. What was your absolute best experience from the Ohio State University?
Man.
That's tough one.
Man. Yeah, that's tough because we had so much, just like high school, man. We had a lot of success, even in high school and in college. We had, back to back. My sister was just going through old shirts. That's what we've been doing during this quarantine. We've been cleaning out the house a little bit, and she was just going through old shirts and looking at Big Ten championships and shirts that we got, and she was like, "You guys only won it 2 years," and I was like, "Only won it 2 years? You know how hard that is? Like,
yeah, it's a Big Ten.
I'm there for 4 years, and we win the Big Ten 2 years, so we had a lot of success, but I think the best experience or the most memorable experience for me, and I guess you just have to be in college to be able to understand this, but it's just the bus rides, man. The bus rides that we had going to and from games, and we would just clown on the bus, whether it was doing karaoke, whether it was playing games, whether it was just yelling, just being a kid, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because
Absolutely.
At that level of basketball, the game is sort of getting to that professional level.
Yeah.
So on those bus rides, either coming from a win or going to a game, man, we just clown so much, and I have so much footage of what those bus rides were like, and it's fun to look back on them every now and then.
Well, maybe we can share that sometime. Those footages.
Maybe some of them I gotta edit out.
Yeah, you may not want to share some.
Yeah. Some of them I gotta edit out.
Yeah. Who was the best team you played while you were at Ohio State?
Best team. Out of all 4 years I was there, the most consistent team that gave us a tough time was probably Michigan State. Okay. Michigan State, Tom Izzo always had his guys playing well. And the crazy thing about Michigan State, they always had a lot of Ohio guys. So we knew them growing up. So you think about guys like Raymar Morgan, who actually beat me in high school in the playoffs to go to states. It was his team that beat us. You think about a guy like Delvon Rowe, who was an McDonald's All-American from St. Ed's. They always got guys from Ohio, so we knew them. We had a recollection of them, and so they knew us. And Tom Izzo had them playing some very good basketball during that. And even still to this day, he's just a good coach. But he always had them playing some pretty good basketball.
Yeah. Well, Who do you think the best player you've ever played against? I know we've had this conversation at Direction Up Camp, but who do you think that is?
Professional or college, or just overall?
Overall.
Overall? That's an easy one for me. LaMarcus Aldridge,
Yeah.
Portland Trailblazers. I remember it was my rookie year. I was in training camp with him, and LaMarcus Aldridge is probably, I'm 6'9", he's 6'10", not that much bigger than me, not athletic, not more athletic than me, maybe stronger than me. He's a couple years older than me, so he had that man strength. But I'll tell you what, there was nothing that I could do to stop LaMarcus Aldridge. And I pride myself on being a defensive player. I pride myself on being the guy who, you know, you're not going to score on me. I'm not going to allow you to score on me. I don't care what I have to do. If you like going right, I'm going to stop that. If you like the left-hand hook, if you like the pull-up jumper, I'm going to study you enough to be able to stop your go-to move. I wasn't able to do that with LaMarcus Aldridge. He had a left-hand hook. He had a right-hand hook. He had a shot. He hit his free throws. Like, there was nothing that I could do to stop him. And he wore me out. He wore me out during my time with the Trailblazers, and he taught me a lot with just, you know, we talked about that transition from high school to college and how everybody at college on that level, everybody's the same size as you. Everybody is strong, is fast.
Mm-hmm.
When I got to the pros, what I found out was that they are better than you. When you get to the pro level, they're better than me. LaMarcus Aldridge is better than me. J.J. Hickson was better than me. Nicholas Batum, Dame Lillard, those guys were better than me. And so I had to elevate my game to a level I didn't even know how to get there, just to be able to be on the court with them.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just levels. It's levels to it.
Yeah. So you had a nice professional career, a long one, a little bit of ups and downs with injuries, but at one point you were on the NBA roster with the Charlotte Hornets.
Right.
What did that feel like to kind of reach the pinnacle? You were there, you had the NBA jerseys, and you had a couple different stints in training camp, but what did that feel like to get there?
I mean, it was surreal. It was surreal because just to be in the NBA was cool. Just to be in the NBA was cool in and of itself. But when you think about who my boss was, you think about who the owner of that team was, being
Right.
Michael Jeffrey Jordan, who was the guy that, you know, it's all personal preference, but I believe he's the greatest basketball player of all time. And so for me to be able to see him, be in the same room with him, talk to him, shake his hand, man, that was just an incredible experience for me. And so being able to be in the NBA, number one, but then to be right there next to Mike Jordan, that was I mean, I can't even put it into words. I don't think I've ever been starstruck in my life, but at that moment, I didn't even know what to say. I just said, what's up? And that was really it. Like, what do you say? What do you say?
You just go to work. I
my
mean, you got to be a
career,
little nervous, right, in front of him, and you
Yeah.
just got to be like, I got to compete in front of this guy because that's what he wants.
Right.
So let's flip it a little bit now. Let's talk about giving back because, in my opinion, you truly are an amazing person in what you do. Talk to us a little bit about your faith and ministry life, as well as why you decided to start Direction Up Basketball Camp.
Okay, so for me, you know, growing up, my uncle would always have basketball camps. Basketball camps was something that I always enjoyed to do. I never had an issue working them. I never had an issue going to them. It's just fun. It's a good place for kids to come and be a kid. Not to steal that line from Chuck E. Cheese, but that's just what it is. And it always was a goal of mine and a dream of mine to come back to the city that I grew up in and have my own camp. And so that is just something that we were able to make happen during the time, like you talked about, during the time I was with Charlotte Hornets. I got injured, so I was out for a year and a half, 2 years. And during that time, Direction Up sort of formed. I remember I was laid up. I had reconstructive surgery on my foot. And, you know, my dad came to me and asked, you know, why don't you think about having a basketball camp? You've hinted at the idea before. Now it's time to go ahead and do it. You have nothing but time. So I said, okay. So we were thinking about names. And obviously the cliche name would be DL3's Block Party, or Block Shots. So that was a name, but it was kind of corny. But then we thought about Rebound Camp or Forward Camp. But then he asked me, you know, what do you want the kids to leave with? What message do you want the kids to leave with? And I said, I want them to leave with a Direction Up mentality on and off the court. There you got, Direction Up. And that is the whole premise behind Direction Up. I really want all the athletes who attend the camp, I want them to leave with a positive mentality, a direction up mentality with things that happen on and off the court. And what does that mean? So in the game of basketball, we'll miss a three-pointer, we'll miss a free throw, we'll miss a layup. How do we respond to that? How do we allow that last play to affect the next play? And it's just like that in life. How do we allow the last day to affect the next day? Or how do we allow the last homework assignment to affect the next one? We got to always have a positive response to things that happen in life, because the reality is life is just going to happen. Things are going to happen that we don't have any control over. But what we always have control over is our response, is our mentality. Even in a time like this, time with COVID-19 and the uncertainty of tomorrow, the uncertainty of next week and next month, right. How do we respond? We can only control our response by having a positive response. Having a negative response to things that are going on will not do anything for us. And so that is the direction up mentality that I try to relay to the kids. But you talked about faith. It's actually based off of Psalms 21, 1 and 2, which says, I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord who made heaven and the earth. So when you think about lifting up your eyes, I'm lifting up my eyes to the hills. I'm lifting up my head, direction up to God, because that is where our help comes from. He is where our help comes from. So direction up is a basketball camp, but it's also a mentality. But I wanna be able to help kids change the way that they think about life, the way that they approach, the struggles and the things that are going to happen in life. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's powerful stuff. And I can't wait to get back in the gym with you and get to direction up and get all those kids back in there. What are your plans during this COVID-19 for the camp? Just so we can kind of get that out there.
Right now we're still on. Right now we're still on for the camp. We are going to play by the rules, man. If they tell us that, due to the COVID that we need to shut down, then we'll shut down. But as of right now, it's April. The camp is the last week of June. So we still have about a little bit over 2 months to see what happens, to see how things move on. And, I don't want to shut down. I don't want to postpone unless I have to. So we'll see what happens. But my plan is to keep it going.
Well, we're looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. And maybe we can do this live at the camp and do some workouts live as well. Dallas, I really appreciate you coming on here with me and taking some time out of your day. Make sure you tell your family hi for me. This was a lot of fun, and I got a little surprise for you to close out with a nice little song. This is actually sung by Dallas Lauderdale.
Oh, throw it back.
Well, Jackson 5 for you.
That's right.
So if you can always look at doing a singing career too.
That's right.
If you're stuck at home, you can start your singing career.
That's right.
Shortly.
I'm going to do that.
But thanks a lot. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll talk soon, buddy.
All right, man. I appreciate you, John.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.
All right.